So today I'm going to be going through the tutorial for the DIY decoupage kit. So the finished product is going to look something like this. So first, before I go through the kit, I just want to go through some things that you're probably going to want on hand. First, a cup of water to rinse your brush. You're probably going to want a paper towel, again, to clean off the brush. Scissors to trim the ribbon and the napkin. And then also just a piece of plastic wrap. I'm going to show you how to use this to kind of smooth out the project as we go along. And then you're also going to want a lighter for the method that we're going to use today, or you can do a decoupage edge, which I will show you how that works as well. So let's go over the kit. So when you get the kit, it's going to come wrapped with another piece of tissue. This is our John 3:16 Bible verse tissue, and each of these little designs on here is a whole nother project, so super exciting that it comes with that. For this kit, we're going to be doing the created with a purpose napkin. Your kit comes with the brush that you need. It comes with the Mod Podge that we're going to use, the ribbon for the beaded handle, and then whichever frame that you choose. So whichever napkin you chose, whichever frame you chose, is going to be in the kit. So we're just going to put the kit aside for now, over here. And the frame comes with a wooden tile inside that we can actually take out. It's a project tile. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take that out. One of the things that I love about this frame, and is why I chose it, is because we can make the frame once, and then I actually sell the replacement tiles for this. They're only $1. So you could have designs for each season and just make them and switch them out for each season, and you only have to have one frame. Again, I sell the frames individually as well, so you can check those out on the website, and I'll also put a link below for the tiles and the frames, and of course additional napkins. All right, so we popped the tile out of the frame. We're just gonna put the frame aside for now, and you can just choose whichever size of the frame that you want. We're actually not gonna paint. You do have the option, you could paint this like a white if you wanted. We don't necessarily need to with this project, so we're just gonna go ahead and use this one side of the frame. So the napkins that you get are typically 2 or 3 ply. And the first thing that we're going to want to do is separate it so we just have one thin layer. We just want the very top thin layer of the design that we're going to use, and then we're just going to put that aside. So when we get the design first layer, we're just going to cut out the part that we're going to use, so we're not working with such a big piece of paper. And then you may hear my cat playing with a ball in the background. The cat that never wants anything to do with me unless I'm recording, by the way. She loves my husband the best. So the next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to kind of line up our design on the tile where we want it so that the wording is centered. So you just kind of play with it till you get it where you want and the wording is centered. And then what I like to do is kind of just edge it all the way around so that when I start adding the Modge Podge, I know where to put it again, because sometimes your design can end up off center. I have one over here that's a little bit off center, drives me nuts. So yeah, if you just edge it, it makes it a little bit easier to put it back where you want it when you're ready to press it on there. All right, so we've got our brush here, we've got our Modge Podge. I'm just gonna open one of the little things at a time. And what I like to do is just do kind of a stripe down the center so I can get it centered first. And then I will work the edges out. So you just put like a little light layer there. And now I'm going to try and line it up with my edges. You are going to want to do just a light touch in the middle to get it set. And then from there, we're going to keep working the Modge Podge out from the center. You want to try and get it as even as you can. And again, we're just going to, at this point, it is getting a little tacky, so I'm going to take my saran wrap over my finger and just spread out towards the edge. The saran wrap makes it so that your finger doesn't stick and tear the napkin, since we are using just the one ply, that top ply. If it gets too tacky and you're trying to smooth it out, it can actually tear the napkin, which I have done more times than I'd like to admit. So this is a nice little hack. Okay, so we just want to make sure that we have the corners done as well. So again, just lightly, we're just lightly brushing that to make sure that it's attached. You want to make sure you've got your edges here. My edges are still coming up, so I'm going to keep going over those. One thing I do want to mention as I'm working on this, you'll notice I have a mat here. I would protect your surface because the Modge Podge it's like glue, so it can leave marks on your surface. So this is just an easy way to make sure you don't, ruin anything. Your nice countertops or desks or anything. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep working the other side of it here. And I'm just going up against where that seam is, and I'm just spreading it out. Again, we're just gonna keep, and so I'm holding on to the side that's not attached and just keep pushing over. And we'll go through. Obviously, you don't have to work as quickly as I am. I just am trying to get the idea down for you there. Okay, then we're going to make sure that we have all the way to the edge. You're going to want to make sure you do it all the way to the edge on all sides so that our next step here works the way that it's supposed to. Okay, again, all the way to the edge. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of lift. This one obviously is still sealing. But I just want to make sure that I got it tacked down all the way to the edge on each side. And the reason is because we are going to do, I'm going to do the technique of where you burn it. Kind of fun. Typically I would do this outdoors, but I don't want to deal with moving the camera and everything, so I'm going to do it indoors and open the window here when we're done. But if you don't want to do the flame way, which you don't have to, you can also do the decoupage edge way, which would be, I just want to make sure I don't want to tear it, which would be to use, you could use your same paintbrush, and you would actually just, clean off your paintbrush so you don't have any Modge Podge on it. But you can actually just do the water kind of where I'll just do an edge here so you can see where you want the edge, and then you actually just rip the paper. And then it gives you like kind of like a torn edge. And you could do that all the way around the outside of here and then just go over it with Modge Podge and lightly like work it in. So that is one option. However, I'm just going to clip this because I don't want to mess up the way that we're going to be doing it. We're actually going to do the burnt edge. So again, safety, this isn't anything you're going to want a child to do by themselves. But if you do it this way, you're just going to hold it. And this will just keep burning itself all the way around. And you get kind of a nice clean edge, but it also has that little bit of the rustic feel. So I just keep turning it until it burns it all the way around. I saw this video and I was like, there's no way that's gonna work. And then I did it and I had to go get my 9-year-old son because I was like, oh my gosh, look at this. So again, we just keep holding it till it'll burn itself out. All right. So then I can come back through with the brush and just kind of work off anything. And then there was just a little piece right here that didn't quite burn. So I'm just gonna do that one. And there we go. We have it burnt all the way around. Again, I'm just wiping off the edges. All right, and so now we are ready to put it back in our frame. So we'll get our frame back. I'm gonna rinse my brush off. You cap your Modge Podge. It looks like for this one we only used half of one, so you've got a little bit more for another project. All right, so then we're just gonna take our frame we have here, we're gonna put it, or our tile, and we're gonna put it back inside the frame. And smash it in there. Tile it down. We're gonna look at the front. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? All right, so we've got it in there, and then the last little thing is the ribbon. So if you have extra flowers or any, craft supplies you have at your house, you can use those as well and embellish it even more. You can embellish the frame more. We're just kind of keeping it simple here. And then for the ribbon, you can literally put the bow anywhere you wanted to. You can actually make the bow and, glue it inside or glue it on the frame. But just for this example, I just took the bow and I just tied it right in between one of the beads. And I kind of like it one bead in. It's just my own personal preference. But again, the thing about creativity and crafting is you get to do what feels good to you and make it your own. So again, these are just suggestions, but do what feels right to you. All right, so I'm just gonna tie my bow. And then you'll just adjust it for however long you want the tails. You can leave the tails, if you want the tails longer, or at this point you could trim the tails if you wanted. And so to do that, you would I like to go on the diagonal, and that helps the ribbon from not raveling up on you. But that is our finished project. So this is our finished farmhouse sign. And so I had mentioned the tiles. So the tiles, again, are sold individually. These are only $1. And then these are some other ones that I have done. So this is just another napkin. Again, here's another one. So I'm able to just switch these out with the seasons or whenever I feel like it. So I love that you can get multiple designs and only do the frame once, so it makes it super versatile. So thank you again for purchasing the kit. I hope this tutorial is helpful. And I look forward to seeing what you create. If you post online and you tag at Christian Craft Paper, then I will see it and I'll be able to share some of the designs that you've created with the rest of our fans, followers, and our community. So thanks again. Happy crafting.